Welcome to Amateur Redneck Workshop. I'm Harold, and you may have noticed I changed the name on YouTube to ARW. Well, this is still Amateur Redneck Workshop. ARW is just easier for people to remember and easier to search for than 3 words, you know. So it's still the same, just a different name. Alright? What they say, a rose is a rose. I was wondering just how many of you folks have read the book 1984. If you have, put it down in the comments. Let me know about that. And if you haven't, I think you really ought to, because once you read it, you'll recognize things that are happening right now that are in that book. And it's a real eye-opener. And you don't have to buy it. You don't even have to read it. You can just watch it on YouTube. I'll put a link right down below, and you can view the book on YouTube. Now, it's long, but it's well worth the time spent, I think. Just, give it a start, even if you don't want to watch it all the way through. Get started with it and get some idea, because you'll see parallels between that book and what's going on right now. Alright, now this is kind of a trivial little video. The boss lady gave me the opportunity to remodel the downstairs bathroom. So far I've been through knocking out all the old ceramic tile, and it was up the wall, and I had to knock a hole in the wall. And I got all that stuff repaired, and the walls are painted. I've got the ceramic tile down on the floor. I haven't grouted it yet because I put the mortar on a little bit thick, so I'm going to give it about 3 or 4 days to dry before I grout it. And then we start working on the cabinets. And the boss lady got some new cabinet pulls, for the doors and drawers, the little handles that open things. And I'll always call them drawer pulls because I worked in a lumberyard and that's what they called them there. It may be different today. After all, that was nearly 50 years ago. Alright, anyway, I've noticed that my granddaughter did this same similar thing a year or 2 ago. She changed all the cabinet knobs, pulls, whatever you want to call them, handles, and she wanted me to install all the new ones. Well, the holes weren't the same anymore, so I made a little fixture that would plug into the old holes, and then I had guides for me to drill the new holes, and everything lined up and worked just right. So that's what we're going to make today. We're going to make a little guide so that I can set it right over the old holes, drill the new holes, and then the new handles will cover up the old holes, so I don't have to do any more extra work on that. I'm still lazy, right? So what we need to do is let's just get on with it. And remember, I've got a link right below there in the doobly-doo where you can watch 1984, the book, not the movie, but the book. And I read it, I think, when I was in my teens, when I was about 16, 17, and it scared the poop out of me. And if you'll go through it, I think it'll have a reaction to it too. Alright? The boss lady's got me remodeling the downstairs bathroom. These are the drawer pulls that it has right now, and these are the drawer pulls she wants on it. And if you will look at them, you can see the holes aren't lined up. So what I plan to do is to make a little plate with holes in it to go into the doors, drawers and such, exactly where these were, and with holes on the other side, either side of that, spaced out like these holes are, so that I can set it up there and drill it exactly uniform, and hoping that these things will cover the old holes. Hoping. And if they don't, well, then I'll have to plug the holes with stuff and, sand it down and crud like that. So this is not a whole video. This is just one of those pieces of odds and ends things. So I'm going to set this up and do some unusual measuring and such. I'm going to do it my way. That's a part of the work that's going on in there. Ceramic tile, And I'm actually using this little Harbor Freight wet nor dry cutting saw, and it actually does a pretty good job of cutting. It didn't come with a blade, so it wasn't really as cheap as it looked like. Anyway, that didn't have a lot to do with the handles. I'm going to measure the distance between these holes with this DRO. Why? Because I felt like doing it. That's pretty darn dark there, but you can see that the little drill bit goes down in the hole. Alright, so we're going to crank it down to this other end and measure it. Now, probably if I were using metric measurements, it might be easier because they probably machined it using metric measurements. I don't know. You know where it had to be made, because there's nothing made here anymore. Okay, there you go. That's dead in it. That says 0.3780. So that's what I'm going to write down. I'm almost certain I said 0.3780, but it's 3.780. Alright, now then, I'll measure the other handle just exactly the same way. Alright, so now we've got the little silver handles that were on there before. And that's a little bit misaligned there. That seems to fit right in. Yeah, that fits right in there. So we will zero the X and then we'll run it down to the other end real quick. And see if we can line up on this end. That's pretty good for eyeball. So that's 2.996. Okay, I'm going to put it down as exactly 3 inches, because I'm pretty sure that's what they intended. So now I know how far apart to drill my holes, and I guess it's time to find the piece of metal that's going to be my little pattern. Alright, using redneck arithmetic, I figured out that the difference between these is 0.78 inches, and so I divided that by 2 and I got 0.39, and so I'm going to make a hole at 0. I'm going to come over and make a hole at 0.39, then I'll go and make a hole at 3.39, and then I'll make a hole at 3.78, and I'm going to use a center drill to make the holes so that everything's wonderful. We'll speed that up. Alright, well now we'll change the drill bit and drill the tap size. The outside hole I'm drilling the size of the number 8 screw, not the number 8 tap. So the outside holes will be bigger than the inside holes because I'm only going to thread the inside holes. Using the magic of the on-off switch on the video camera, I switched drill bits. This is the tap drill size.
You ran that pretty good.
and then I'll start the tap. It came right down to the wire there, and I found an 832 tap, so we're going to put a little oil on it. And that's not the proper oil, that's whale oil, but hey, it'll tap the thing, I bet you. I just need to get it straight. Alright, that, I don't think that tapped anything. Not one bit. Let's see what happens. This is awful small, but I'm going to give it a shot. Okay, I think I've cleared that a little. I'll finish that by hand and I'll be right back with you. Alright, we're down here greased up. We'll make one more attempt to start it straight. Alright, that should be a job done. I've got to deburr the bottom of the hole. Alright, so those two will position it, and the drill bit will come sliding right through the one on the ends, like so, and all my holes should be exactly spaced correctly, and we'll find out if things cover up. If not, it's out with the plastic wood. Okay, there's the knob threaded on, and it does hide the old holes. So I'm really happy with that. Isn't that wonderful? Just covers up those old holes just pretty as you please. Another job well done. Ain't that wonderful? I got this just recently. If you look close, it says left-hand drill bit set. Now all I need is some viewer to twist off a couple of bolts in something, or some acquaintance to twist some bolts off, and I can try to remove them just like Adam Booth or the guy down in Australia, Mr. Witham. Seems like the mayor there in Bubba's town, you know, he went down to the doctor's office because he's, you know, feeling like maybe he had a cold or something. And he went in, and the receptionist there is talking on the phone. So he stood there for several minutes, you know, real polite, like waiting. And she kept talking and talking. And after a while, it kind of got to be apparent to the mayor there that she just, you know, shooting the bull with her friend. And he says, "Excuse me, ma'am." He says, "But do you know who I am?" And she says, "No, sir, I sure don't. But if you'll have a seat over there, we got several doctors here who will help you figure it out." Well, that's all, folks. Y'all try to subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. Leave a comment if you got something to say. And above all, remember, keep on keeping on. Bye now.